right. That's some free practicing going on. Um, Thank you for joining me on a Wednesday. Hey, 2-5 Tuesday on a Wednesday. I think I've done this once before, and hey, we can do what we want here, right? It's all good. So I just got back from vacation, and I wanted to chat about, and I was thinking about altered dominant stuff, and I was thinking about how to access the altered dominant, and I've learned some stuff over the past like couple months from a great saxophone player named Jeff Elwood. Check him out; he's great. And he focuses on the melodic minor, on the dominant, the dominant chord of a 2-5, and any dominant chord. Not doesn't have to be a 2-5. It can just be a part of your language, and it's a pretty cool way to access it. So I was actually thinking when I was on vacation, I wrote some lines out and thinking about like, oh, what should we talk about today? So I want to talk a little bit about the simplicity of using that and keeping it simple and accessing like the flat 9 sound and the flat 13 sound over a dominant chord. Easy way to access it, easy way to get it into your language and start hearing it, and then you can expand off of there. Ultimately, I want you to hear all this stuff and accept and not think about it and hear it, but then create your own language from it and create your own ideas and express yourself in your own way. And that's the goal. That's always the goal of these. And this is week what? 23. Holy moly. That means, what does that mean? Does that mean next week is like 6 months worth of these? Am I doing the math right? 24. That's something like that. That's about right. Anyways, okay. So let's get started. All right. So we're gonna take a simple, 23, Tracy. Thanks for joining me. I think you've been at every single one of them. So I gotta get you a t-shirt or something for your longevity here. Appreciate it. Sorry if I'm a little tired. Like I said, I'm recovering from the holiday or from our vacation, and but this should be really fun, I think, and I'm excited to show you a couple of the new lines I created to use them as examples how to access this stuff. So we're going to start with the 2-5, right? And I'm going to write some ideas on this. So we're gonna talk about what key are we in? Let's be in E flat or F on tenor. So the 2 chord is F minor, but the 1 chord, or excuse me, the 5 chord is B flat or C if we're talking in tenor key. So B flat 7. So I'm gonna just write B flat 7 here. You can see that, okay? Right? B flat 7. So in order to access the altered scale and the altered sounds that we're going to talk about, you go, all you have to do is go up a half step. So you got, and then which gives you B, right? B minor. And that's melodic minor. I'm going to write MEL underneath it. So what is a melodic minor scale? Well, I'll get the whiteboard out here in a second. What is the melodic minor scale? So we're not confused with harmonic minor, natural minor, whatever other minors there are. Melodic minor is essentially a major scale with a flat 3. That's the easiest way to think about it. Minor, it's a major scale with a flat 3rd. Don't worry about saying, oh, it's a minor scale, but you raise the 6th and 7th. It's a major scale with a minor 3. So here's B concert. So B minor melodic. And this is what it sounds like. So here's B major, right? This is B concert. Right now I'm going to play B minor melodic minor. So just the minor 3. That's the only thing that's different than that in the major scale. So if you know all your major scales, you pretty much know all your melodic minor scales because you can just flat the 3rd of all of them and practice them a little bit and you'll have them on your fingers. So why is this scale so special over this chord? The reason being is because let's do this. Now this is a This is a major 7. So it's a minor major 7. That's what that little triangle and 7 means. So let's spell that out. Now we have B. I'm going to write this a little bit bigger. We have B, we have D, we have F sharp, and we have A. Okay? Oh, excuse me. A sharp, because it's a minor major, so it's a natural 7. All right. What is B? So how does B relate to B flat? Well, it's the flat 9. So this is the flat 9. All right. What is D over B flat? Well, that's the third. Okay. What is F sharp over the B flat 7? Well, that is either a flat 13 or a sharp 5. We'll write them both. Sharp 5, because if we called this a G flat, it would be a flat 13. And what is an A sharp over B flat? Well, it's actually B flat, right? Because it's an enharmonic of B flat. So this is just a 1. That's the root. Okay. So we have these colors here. This color, but we're really keeping, the 1 and the 3. But if we start building this scale out, we get other colors, and we get the altered dominant scale. So that's really cool. So we're actually going to be focusing just on this right here, kind of this sound. So like I said, we're going to be exploring the flat 9 and the flat 13 sound today, which is really easy because all we're doing is we're getting the minor, the minor. Now we're just dealing with the triad, which is very simple. We're dealing with the triad. I've been looking down at my mic the whole time. I'm sorry. I guess 8 days, out of practice. So we're just dealing with a minor triad over one chord. So it's really cool that we can access this with one triad and play it over this chord. So let's explore some lines and see how this sounds. Let me put that down. Let me grab my horn and start with a short 2/5. And we'll play in the same key that I just talked about. We're going to play an E flat concert or F7, or excuse me, F on tenor. And I cannot talk tonight. Thank you for sticking around. So here's the first sound that we're gonna deal with. So I'm just gonna play the F minor 2 as I'm just gonna go 1 3 5 7, and then I'll show you the next sound. So it sounds like this. All I did was go 1 3 5 7 on the 2 chord, and then I resolved to the 3, which is D, right? The D there, and then I went down this triad. So I just went D, B, F sharp, then D again, and then I resolved to the E flat. So it's really, really simple idea. Really just basically outlining it, but getting the new sound. So here's what it sounds like without the alterations. Now I'm just going to play 1 3 5 7 over the 2. I'm going to play the 5 chord as the normal 5 chord triad. So that sounds pretty. It's just pretty. It's pretty diatonic because it is diatonic, right? So that's 1 3 5 7, and I'm just doing the 5 triad down, which is a major triad. Now here's the new triad with the flat 9 and the flat 13. Right, and just resolving to the 1 of the 1 chord. So you hear the sound is much different. So now if we start exploring that a little bit, and I do the same thing, but maybe change a little bit or change the resolution. Right? So now I'm extending the ending a little bit, but I'm still exploring that that sound, right? I'm still exploring that altered, that I'm only going up a half step and playing the melodic minor up a half step. That's all I'm doing. So in that one, all I did was change the starting note. So I did a lead into the 3 of the 2 chord. Right? That's all I'm doing there. I'm starting off pretty much the similar way. I'm going resolving to the 3. So I'm doing the melodic minor. If I'm talking about melodic minor, I'm doing 3 to the 1, then to here. Okay. So this is that sound. That's all I'm doing is a minor triad there. Then I'm hitting the flat 7 of the 7 chord, of the 5/7 chord of the dominant chord, which in this case is A flat, right? Because we're over B flat 7. And I'm doing a 7/3 resolution. So it's not, it's not anything mind blowing, but it's a good way to wrap your head around this new sound. Let's explore another. And I'm looking down here because I literally wrote these lines over the last couple days, so I don't have them totally memorized. But that one, let me play that one again slowly. And you can change the rhythms on these, but here's that line again slowly. I kind of like this one. I like the ending. It's got a triplet in there, so I'm big into triplets. Let me count this. 1, 2. I'm gonna play it pretty straight. 1, 2, 3. Right. Pretty classic, but I'm just getting that sound in my ear. I'm not trying to play anything absolutely crazy. I'm just getting that flat 13, that flat 9 sound, both of those sounds in my ear. Here's another one I wrote. And this one is more about leading into that 5 chord. Really the 2 chord is kind of like only used as an enclosure, as like a lead into the 5 chord, because I'm doing this on the 2 chord. That's all I'm doing over the 2 chord. This is another short 2/5. So I'm really kind of not really thinking about the 2 chord. I'm thinking of the 2 chord as I'm actually just thinking this as one big bar of the 5. So really the 3rd and 4th beat are my quote unquote like altered parts of the chord of the changes, and an altered sound that I'm going for. So here's what it is. And this is literally, I'm just using the triad here. If we're talking about the minor triad, I'm using the 3. I'm going 3, 5, 3, and then 1, and of the minor triad. So here's what it sounds like. Right? I just made up the ending, but I'm just trying, because I'm trying to show you how the ending, like how it resolves back into major. So here it is again. Right? Let me try again. That's the ending I was trying to play. I'm not doing anything crazy there. I'm just trying to get into that sound, which is what I'm trying to reiterate here. Really, if you can find a way to get yourself into that sound and hearing it, that's all you really need to do. And that flat 13 and flat 9 sound are so accessible, because I'm going to show the graphic. I'm going to show the graphic again, and eventually I'll be able to put graphics on the screen here. I'm going to show the graphic again. Remember, you're playing. Here's the 5 chord. Go up a half step. That's it. Up a half step, and you get this, and you have access to all of these beautiful color tones. It's that simple. Remember, melodic minor. It's a major scale with a flat 3. So you're not, you don't have to learn that much new. All you have to do is flat the 3rd of all your major scales, and you know all the melodic minor. Start playing those in different diatonic 7ths or triads, right? You're going to explore new sounds. Let me show you a couple things real quick. Kind of getting a little deeper here. So if we have a melodic minor, let's just play the same melodic minor that we've been playing. So B melodic minor, right? Actually, let's make it C melodic minor so it's easier to talk about and you guys maybe can visualize it or hear it better. So if we're playing B melodic, or excuse me, C melodic minor, we're gonna play 1 3 5. So it's 1 flat 3 5, and then we get the natural 7, right? So it sounds like this. Right? So we have that. That's that. Oh, what is that? So that's that natural 7. So if we play it off the third, now check out what we get. We get 3 5 natural. So flat 3 5 natural 7, and then we play the 9. You're gonna get this sound. What is this sound? So that's an augmented major. That's what you get when you get off the 3 chord. So, and you've probably heard this before. Right, you might have heard that, or you might have heard from the 1. Right, you might have heard something like that. So what do we get when we go off the 5 chord? So the 5 chord is we actually get the dominant chord again. And then if we play off the 6 chord, what do we get? Now I'm going off of the 6 chord because off of the 7 doesn't quite work as well. So off of the 6 chord, I'll explain that in a second. So off of the 6 chord, we're getting a minor 7 flat 5. Let me play it again. So if I go off of the 1 again, so 1 3 5 7. This is all off the melodic minor. So here's C melodic minor. Right, so just a major scale with a flat third. That's what melodic minor is. And you're playing 1 3 5 7 of that. You're getting a minor major sound. If you're playing off the third of that, the minor 3, you're getting an augmented major sound. And if you're playing off the 5, you're getting a dominant sound again. And if you're playing off the 6, you're getting a minor 7 flat 5 sound. And you can play these sounds, superimpose them over there. You can play with getting in and out of the 2 chord into these. All I did was show you off of the 1 3 5 and set the 1 3 5 of the minor melodic, which is 1 flat 3 5. I'm saying 1 3 5 because we're talking about the melodic minor, but that's how you access all of these other sounds by knowing that. So we start exploring that. Start exploring the scale. Like I said, this is also the altered dominant scale. So if we started that scale on the root, like if we played that from C, remember we're going up a half step. So C is technically, okay, how do I want to describe this so I don't confuse you all? Hopefully this isn't confusing. So if we were playing C melodic minor, this is a good thing to quiz. If we were playing C melodic minor, which dominant chord would we be playing that over? So we have to reverse engineer what I already showed you. So in order to find that out, you need to go down a half step. So actually, when you see B7, when you see the chord B7, you can use C melodic minor over B7, right? Because if you see B7, you go up a half step, and then you use C melodic minor. But if you're already on C melodic minor, you wanna know, okay, I'm going to be using this over B7. So if we started C melodic minor on B7, here's what it'll sound like. Right, so that's the altered dominant scale. But now if I play it from, the C now, sounds a lot different than this. Right, it almost brings on a whole new, um, what's it, character, right? Of if you start on that half step below, and that's that alter dominant scale. Um, yeah, so that is, you could explore this for the next month, 2 months, the next, half a year, the rest of your life. um, it really is really fun to explore these different sounds, and maybe just pick one thing, like the line I played tonight, and I'm gonna record these and put them out eventually. But the one line, like this line here, right? It's pretty simple. It's slipping in and out. It almost sounds like I'm out, but I'm really only playing two altered notes, which isn't crazy. Um, but it's got that sound to it. So that whole sound, um, that's just start exploring those small spaces where, all right, I'm just going to use the 1 3 5 of the melodic minor and try to link it, because there are going to be notes that are half steps away. So if you can make those half step voice leadings and explore that, it really becomes pretty simple. And it doesn't even have to be a crazy line. Like I said, get it into your ear. Maybe you just play, right. That's one way to get it in your ear. Let's see if I get in another way. So I just did 3 5 7 9, and then came down the melodic minor triad. And let's try another one, I guess. I mean, shoot, we're here. We may as well, right? Right now I'm descending. So this is how I explore these things, and then I start messing with it. Maybe I want to do, right, a little different. I didn't play the triad in its fullness. I pivoted a little bit. Um, but this is the type of sound, and I purposefully don't always give you guys all the answers. I try to do my best to give you enough info that you can explore on your own and really learn from it, but not so much where it's easy. Because if it's easy, then you're not going to learn it. It's just going to out one ear, in one ear, out the other. And um, but if you start exploring this stuff, is when it really, I think, starts sticking. How about any questions? Any questions out there on any of this stuff? We've been going for actually 23 minutes, so we'll probably wrap up. But if there's any questions, always feel free to message me on Instagram, or write it in the chat, or write it in the comments below, and I'll get to it next week. There, someone wrote to me about putting these over tunes and stuff. Richard, you're welcome, Richard. Thank you. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. Um, Thank you, Tracy. Always appreciate support. Thanks, man. Um, so yes, over tunes. I do want to start playing these like over changes, and having you guys hear these. I think part of it's just like I'm trying to get what people want and what people ask for. So if you think that I should just play a line over changes, and just explain the line, if that's something you guys are into, awesome. I'm more than happy to do it. Um, but if this explanation stuff is better for you to, like, maybe even have your horn out, if it's not too late at night where you live, and follow along and play, then that's also cool too, because then you're actually getting some some, what is it called, kinesthetic learning going on, um, oral learning and all that. So this is just something, just thoughts of mine, how I learn, how I kind of conceptualize this stuff. I hope it helps all of you. And I'm willing to kind of change the way that these things run, because I do these for all you guys. I don't do this for any money or anything like that. This is all fun for me, and passion, of course. I love this stuff, and um, maybe making a small little difference in the world of music. So thank you again. As always, I appreciate the support, and just remember, always positive, always progressing. All right, later. Take care, everybody.